Now it's over to our engineering marvel, Jimmy DeVille, who for once is not looking how to make a car go faster, but stop faster.
When you jam on your brakes in your nice sports car, not many of you think what's actually stopping you and how good brakes actually are these days.
This is the latest Porsche Cayman, a no-frills 50k sports car, and yet one which comes with an option once the preserve of exclusive supercars from Ferrari, Lamborghini and the like. I'm talking about carbon brakes, but are they really that much better and worth the extra cost? The first thing to understand is how a basic braking system works. When you press the brake pedal, hydraulic fluid is pushed down the pipes to the brake calipers. These then force a set of brake pads against the brake disc, which slows you down. In most cases, the disc is made of steel, principally because it's a cheap material that's easy to mass produce. However, steel is heavy and it's not the best at dissipating heat, which can reduce braking performance.
It all comes down to brake fade. So what is it? Well, under heavy or sustained braking, your brake pads and your brake discs get very, very hot. When they do, they start to release gases, and those gases form a layer between the braking surfaces. That reduces friction, which reduces your ability to stop.
As cars got quicker, manufacturers wanted something more efficient, and they found their inspiration on something that was very, very fast indeed. Concorde, the first vehicle to use carbon brakes.
In 1976, Concorde made history when it added carbon brakes. These were good for around 3,000 landings, when steel brakes were only good for around 600. They also saved a whole heap of weight. In fact, they saved around 5% of its transatlantic payload weight.
But crucially, they had another all-important quality. They dealt with the build-up of heat much, much better than steel.
Allow me to demonstrate. This rather large blowtorch represents me with a very, very heavy foot on my brakes. And when I apply the brakes a lot, my brake disc is going to start to heat up. And because it's steel, it's going to transfer that heat very, very quickly. Yeah! And I burn my hand.
However, the carbon tube is a different matter.
That is seriously hot, and I'm feeling absolutely nothing because carbon doesn't transfer heat as well. And this is exactly why you don't get brake fade when you use carbon ceramic brakes. I could literally stand here all day.
And to demonstrate the difference on stopping performance between carbon brakes and steel brakes, it's time for a real-world test.
Behind me, you'll see two Porsche Caymans, identical in almost every way. However, that one has steel disc brakes and that one has carbon ceramic brakes, and I'm going to test them head-to-head.
I'm going to perform 10 runs in each car, getting up to 80 miles per hour each time before braking as hard as possible. I'll start with the steel disc one.
Okay, this is run one. Here we go. 60, 80, and on the brakes. Stop. Mark it with a cone.
Over the runs, the brake fade with the steel discs was becoming apparent as it took me longer and further to stop.
Stop, stop, stop.
In fact, the difference between my first stopping distance and the last was some 15 meters.
This car now definitely has brake fade.
So how will the car with carbon discs fare?
Here we go.
To make an accurate comparison, I need to get to 80 and then hit the stoppers at exactly the same place as I did with the steel brakes, marked by the first cone.
On the brake.
Straight away, I'd managed to stop 5 meters shorter than the best I'd achieved in the other Porsche.
Steelies, you've got no chance.
And as the runs progressed, there was only a fractional drop in performance.
That is exactly the same, and I'm still way better than the steels. These are awesome! All right, that is a completely different sensation. The brakes remain feeling sharp, they don't stink, it doesn't smell, it doesn't feel like I'm killing the car.
So how much shorter was my last run in this car compared to the last run in the steel braked version?
That just stopped exactly 100 feet less when I had carbon ceramic brakes. That's a massive distance. Without those, I've just ploughed through 3 HGVs.
So you might be wondering why they're not fitted to every car. Well, sadly, there's a catch, and it's cost, because brakes like these add about 5 grand to the price. But if you're driving a high-performance sports car, the extra safety and stopping power they offer is obviously worth considering.
It might be an expensive tick on the option sheet, but in my opinion, that's an option well worth having.